What up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. I don't know why I'm blurry. I'm blurry, y'all. A little blurry tonight. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But couldn't catch up with y'all last night. Been a busy weekend so far. So this was the best window of time that I had tonight to get in with y'all. So here we are. Midnight. It's not Friday Night Live. It's not Saturday Night Live. It's actually Sunday morning live. Probably in all parts of the world now, it's Sunday morning, except the West Coast. The West Coast is still Saturday Night Live, not the TV show. But this is the best time I can squeeze in with y'all, man. You know I like to get in with you at least once a week. So we'll do a quick open topic. JB the poet, first man in the room. What's up, JB? How you doing, my brother? Anna Menarche up in here. Boss Lady, the original Boss Lady. What's going on? I see my family is up in here, man. And all of y'all coming in, creeping in slow. And we'll get this open topic started. For those who are regulars, y'all know what it is. Open topic is self-explanatory. I don't know why I'm blurry, y'all. I really don't. I don't know. Okay, now it look like I cleared up. Asking you shall receive. Yeah, now I'm clear. Okay, cool. All right, whatever. Assalamu alaikum, brother Chris. But yeah, y'all know the routine with open topic. Anything y'all got on y'all mind to ask me, or any topics y'all might want me to expound upon, feel free. And if I know what I'm talking about, I'll speak on it. If I don't, then I won't. So that's man. Hold on, man. We got everybody up in there. My boy Fender G is up in here, man. What's up, Fender G? I'll tell you about my homie Fender, man. One of the first times I met him, he Fender plays guitar. First time I met him, he gave me a pick. He gave me his guitar pick. And I never will forget that. I still got that pick, brother. So I appreciate the love. You didn't think I remembered that, did you? Michelle Woods up in here. Man, we got the family in here tonight, man. So I mean, it's late. So I'm like, whoever shows up, hey, it's I'm glad to see y'all, because I meant to get on here a couple of hours ago, but I had to make a quick run. And now that I'm back, it is what it is. But we'll do this open topic. It looked like Bailey B. Lowe is starting it off. What's your opinion on you got to just separate the art from the artist's expression? I think it could go in a lot of directions. This is what happens, because I agree with it on certain levels. Perfect is, I'm gonna give you an example. When I may not need to use that example. Hold on, let me pull back on that one. I'm not gonna use that example. But a lot of times, if you have an artist who's a conscious artist, right? And all they rap about is positivity and doing good in the community, and we gotta fight the powers, and all is everything they represent is conscious, right? And then in their private life, or just outside of the studio, they seem to be living other than what they rap about, right? People will see them and go, oh man, he's a hypocrite. She's a hypocrite. Oh, she's fake. He's fake. He's not living what he's rapping about. Okay, that's fine. That might be so. But this is where it gets tricky at. But in the 10 years you've been listening to that person's music, before you knew that they were not necessarily living the way they rap about, in that time frame, the words that they spoke have helped to transform you and make you a better person. You've implemented everything that they was talking about, and you made your life better, right? So then you find out that this person might have been a fraud all along. They may have just fallen short. They may have made one mistake. And you're, oh man, I can't ride with him no more, man. Either. But wait a minute. All those years you took those lessons that they were talking about and you used that and it made you better. So in that regard, I look at it like, nah, that's I call foul on that. You have people right now who, I'm giving you another example. You have people now who, when when R. Kelly got in trouble, right? It's been an ongoing debate since R. Kelly first got locked up between people that say, well, do you still listen to R. Kelly music? You got some people say, nah, man, I'll never listen to that man music again because all them songs now, man, he was singing about little girls. You got other people that say, well, I'm a grown man. I'm not into little girls. I listen to the music because I'm viewing it from the perspective of a woman, a man and a woman, an adult man and an adult woman, and I like the music. So I can still listen to the music because I'm separating the art from the artist. So it depends on how you look at it, you know. Some people, I think, some people put too much into a person, almost to the point of personality worship, to where you put so much emphasis on the upliftment of that individual, of that artist, that you basically have set yourself up for disappointment if the time ever comes where that person makes a mistake, falls short, or all along that person never was who they made themselves out to be. I think we should come in the door with just a steady mind of like, okay, I really like this new artist. I like this artist. But I'm not going to put any lofty expectations on their character if I feel like I'm a person who's easily let down or easily disappointed. So yeah, you can separate the art from the artist to a degree. Look, people do it all the time. Like all of the glorification, and I'm talking on the negative side, all of the glorification of negativity in rap, right? You got all these rappers that rap about putting up and shooting and killing people. You got all these rappers, female rappers who just over sexualize and they promote that image to our young girls and all that. You got all this going on at the same time, right? And we'll be in the club jamming it. We'll be riding down the street in our cars listening to it. We don't care. And the person who's talking about shooting and killing up everybody, man, he probably was raised in a gated community. He ain't done none of that. So we subconsciously separate the art from the artist all the time in one way or the other one. AI Flash Feed says, just like the fictional characters in your art are creations, the art is also a creation. So art itself is like a fictional character, I guess. Depends. If it's based on fiction, then it would be fictional art. But a lot of art is not based on fictional character. A lot of art is based on reality. If somebody's speaking about the reality which they grew up in, or they may be telling a true story, or they may be telling their own story in their music, it's still art. But yeah, if you make up a fictional character, then yeah, it is what it is. But even a fictional character can be based on real life. You ever seen a movie that starts with people say based on true events, based on a true story? It says based on a true story, not necessarily meaning that this is the exact story of this exact character that we've seen in the movie. It's just the idea, the premise was taken based from true events. But is that Mark CC? Sometimes we got to separate the music from the artist, or we'd have nothing to listen to. Look, man, ain't nobody walking around here perfect. and it just does not only apply to music. Your favorite athlete might be a woman beater. Favorite football player, you love this guy. You got his posters on the wall. You pattern your whole game after this guy, but he's on drugs real bad. He's on cocaine real bad. See? The priest at your place of worship comes out every week and speaks these beautiful principles, speaks these scriptures, and speaks about God, and he like little children in his spare time. He plays with little children in his spare time. See? It's hard to get a gauge on who a person really is. Only time will tell. So in the meantime, I just say you can't nerve yourself up with worrying about those types of things, even though you should be aware. But the safe thing to do is to be more focused on whatever principles that the person projects through whatever means. So if they're projecting good principles through their music, through words that they're saying in their music, take that. Let that be number one. If they're projecting good principles from the rostrum, from the pulpit, from the classroom, take that and put the individual secondary to that. The principle is first, the individual is secondary, right? We get caught up in the individual. That's a mistake. Hey, man, let me tell y'all something right now, man. If y'all haven't already, go subscribe to my podcast, the Underground Dialogue Podcast, right here on YouTube. And go catch up on all of the interviews and all of the episodes. The brand new episode is the interview we just did with Bun B, UGK legend Bun B. So if you want to see the Underground King, go to the Underground Dialogue Podcast. Y'all go subscribe tonight and go check out all of the content and be a regular, just like I want y'all to be a regular on this channel. This is open topic tonight. The original boss lady says, who are we to judge somebody? No, it's not our place to judge. Now we can vet and investigate and check people out and check things, see if something is for us. But when a person falls short, I gotta paraphrase on what Minister Farrakhan has said. You don't make mockery when people get jammed up, because you don't know what could happen to you or somebody you care about. And the first thing we like to do is laugh and point fingers at people and condemn them when they fall short or when they get jammed up some kind of way. And wise people don't do that. Random Land says opinions on SPM. In what way? So there's a lot goes into the SPM conversation. Elaborate. I know SPM. I've known him since he started. I saw him when he was just getting started, when he came from the mud, when he came from the ground up. I saw him. I knew him. We've always been cool. We worked together. We worked together recently because he still does events, even from prison. He still does events, and he's brought us on to some of his events. South Park Coalition. He's brought us on to some of his events. I worked with members of his family. What's up, James? BGN is in the building, man. My homie, man. David asked the question, is kindness always there in the best of times? Or you say, is kindness always there in the best of times? I would say no. And the reason why I say no is because depends on who's experiencing the best of times. Think about this for a minute. In the time of slavery, use slavery as an example. When black people were in the fields, when black people were on the plantations and they were working the fields, they were building the structures, they were taking care of the house, they were every hard task, working from sun up to sundown, not getting paid, um, building the wealth of this nation that we live in right now called the United States of America, building the wealth by picking that cotton, among other things, right? Those were the best of times for the slave owners who benefited from that free labor, from that free servitude, right? That was the best of times. Things couldn't be better for them. Owning 20, 30, 40, 100, 200 slaves, things couldn't be better. But there was also a lack of kindness as it related to the slave, because the slave was out there working in the fields, getting beat for the slightest little thing, the women getting raped, families getting split up because slavery was a business. So if this slave and that slave got married and had a child, and the slave master said, "Whoa, it's going to be a good one. This baby here is going to be a good. Let's sell him." Took the baby away from the mother. That's not kindness. So no, kindness don't always have to exist in the best of times, because the best of times for some may be the worst of times for others. So that's the best example I can give to answer that question. Michelle, no, I don't play. I don't play the guitar, Michelle. I don't play the guitar. I wish I did. Maybe my homie Fender teach me one day. No, he played. He met me, and he gave me his guitar pick as a gift. No, I don't play. I don't play the guitar. Cosmo says, I think that hip hop should have a theme park called Hip Hopsticles. What do you think about that? Depends on what you got in. You're gonna have people jumping over hurdles, and I mean, what would it consist of? A theme park. And then if you think that in your mind, you bring it to life. A lot of times we'll have an idea, we'll think of something, and we think of it with the thought that we want somebody else to go do it. But if the thought came in your head, we'll take an idea, hey man, you should do this. No, you do it. Open topic tonight. This says a mirror sphere. I have a man by the name of God King Malik, whose content I feel you must. He put must in capitals. He's my father and has been a powerful inspiration to me all of my life. Okay, I'm gonna try to remember that. Is he on YouTube? He's on YouTube. It's all good. Open topic, man. A lot going on. Original Boss Lady says you always have to separate the two. You can't let decisions of someone's personal life affect the way you view them when they have been helping you do certain situations. Yeah, I mean, now if it's more personal, I guess I was thinking more so in terms of like the artists I grew up listening to, and I don't know personally, but then I hear something about them, but if it's more personal, that makes it a little more difficult in my eyes, because it's like, here's somebody you've been knowing and you've been knowing, they've been a mentor. Just say you've had a mentor that's really been guiding you through life and put you on the right course, may have saved your life through the things that they've instilled in you, and then you find out something terrible about them that they did or something like that. Depending on what it is, now either way, like I said, you still take those principles and you stand on those principles. Now you may not be able to rock with them no more based on what they did, but that's why the principle comes first. The principle outlives the person anyway. JB says, what is your dream all-star song lineup? You included. So you must include you. That aligns with your views and morals. Side note, you have to include one artist from each region. So you asking me what? You asking me, you say my dream all-star song lineup. How many I get? How many songs I get? How many songs do I get? And what kind of songs? Any genre? Break it down, specify a little bit more so I can know what you're talking about. Open topic, man. Open topic. Lone Pheasant. Lone Pheasant says hip hop ain't fun anymore like it used to be. Seemed like it's all about or am I all about the what? Or am I misconstrued? And that's how it always was. I would have to know what you put seems like it's all about then you stopped. So I don't know I don't know if it's all about the money, all about the drugs, all about the sex, all about the murder, all about I would have to know what the all about the is. But I will say that I think a lot of times some of us make a mistake in our assessment of hip hop and how we move within hip hop, or our dissatisfaction of it is based on what other people do. I think we've all had some dissatisfactions with hip hop. We've seen some things in hip hop that we didn't like, right? Whether it's a song, whether it's a certain artist who's making certain types of content, whether it's a freaking culture vulture who's taking advantage and abusing the art form. There's gonna always be some things about hip hop that upset us. But regardless of what happens on that vein, they can't control how I do my hip hop. That doesn't dictate the songs I write. It doesn't dictate how I move and maneuver throughout hip hop and what it means to me. So I've seen people quit. Man, I ain't in, man. I'm leaving rap alone. I'm leaving, man. I done lost the love. I done lost the heart for it's just too much. These people out here doing this, they doing that. How is that affecting how you do it? How somebody else make you quit? Man, the radio station, all they play is this type. They done commercialized it and watered it down, and all that may be true, and it is true. But what that got to do with how you get down? You don't have to participate in that. You could still create hip hop in its raw essence, in its raw form, in its pure organic form. If that's where your heart and mind is, what's stopping you? As a matter of fact, we should take that as a declaration. We should take that as a declaration of war to say, oh, this is what they're doing. Oh, this is what they're trying to do. Okay, well, me being a purist, me being one who's really into hip hop, really into the essence of it, you should take that as a challenge of war. Like, well, I'm gonna do it the way I do it to combat what the industry is doing, to combat what the ignorant artists may be doing, to combat what the powers that be who are controlling and dictating what reaches the ears and minds of our young people and ourselves. Fight back. Don't let that, man, it ain't the same no more. It might not be the same no more. That might be true. But that don't stop me from being the same. That's like somebody saying, well, people making fried chicken these days, they don't know how to season. People ain't even putting seasoning on the chicken no more. They just making it how they make it. The chicken is bland, ain't got no taste to it. I don't want to eat chicken no more. Make your chicken the way you know to make it. Make it the way your grandma made it. You don't have to. That's if you eat chicken. I'll just use that as an example. DJ Ricks the reaction says, if the government allowed slavery, who is running the government which allowed slavery? I don't know. That's like I guess you hit me with a brain teaser. I don't know if the government allowed slavery. Well, 1555, the first slaves were brought over here. It wasn't 1619 like you should read in a lot of the books. 1555. What type of government was in place in America? This part that we know as America now. What type of government was in place in 1555? So when you say the government, what are you talking about, right? And the word allowed, you say if the government allowed slavery. No, the people who occupied this land, the white people who occupied this land at that time, it's not a matter of them allowing it. It's a matter of them causing it, instituting it, making it happen. So the allowance of something is to look at it and go, okay, cool, you're allowed to do that. No, they went and popped it off. So, but I guess I gotta ask, where you going with it? Because I mean, what's the brain teaser in this? If the government allows slavery, who's running the government which allowed slavery? Was it a government? Was it a people? Just a group of people? How organized was it? I guess they were pretty organized to institute it, but I don't know. Instinct Hip Hop, what's your opinion on Immortal Techniques rapping? I started listening to him again after not really for years. I was blown away. That guy's one of the best. What made you stop? You said you hadn't listened to him in years. I mean, Immortal Technique is one of the greatest rappers ever. Like, just off content alone, but his storytelling, his lyricism, his consciousness. One of the greatest to ever do it. So you say you were blown away. I mean, sometimes you can listen to somebody early on and you may not absorb their greatness. Maybe because I mean, there's a lot of times when I wasn't mature enough. I didn't have enough growth yet to absorb the greatness of artists I was actually listening to a long time ago. But then later on, it's like a time capsule released. Like, wow, I really understand this guy far greater than I did when I was just listening. Now I really get it, and then you appreciate him a lot more. Ultra Dry One, what's going on, my brother? Alyssa Monsanto. Alyssa says, K, when Crime Boss said, and and this ain't no tales from a black book, was that a shot at you? Absolutely. Yeah, he was dissing me. Crime Boss was dissing your big brother. This was like in the early 90s. Yeah. My album, Stories from the Black Book, came out in 1993. So that would mean the record where he said that line may have been like 94, 95. I'm guessing somewhere up in there because it clearly came out after my album. But, you know, me and Crime Boss, we got a backstory, but it's not a bad one. It's not a bad backstory. We got history because we grew up together. But I never knew why he took that shot at me. I never knew why. I never got a chance. I haven't seen Crime Boss in forever. I'm looking for him because I want to bring him on my podcast so we can talk about that. So don't be surprised if we make that happen, Underground Dialogue podcast. But I'm looking for Crime Boss. I hope he's doing well. I hope he's good, because that's, I like to say, we grew up together, man. That's my homie. I always thought that he may have just did that. He may have just done that because at the time I was pretty popular. He was just coming out. He knew me. He knew me long before I even made a record, but he knew me when I was rapping, when I was just rapping in the streets, battling and all that, before he was rapping. So it might have just been one of those situations where it was like, okay, this guy's out there. I'm coming in, I'm coming up. So I'm gonna take a shot at him, just let him know, I'm coming. But yeah, he was talking about me. He was talking about my album, Stories from the Black Book. And I hate when people call my album Tales from the Black Book. Tales and stories don't look nothing alike. They may mean the same thing. My brother Adam Anarchy is in the building. Phantom Face Final. Christopher X says, me personally feel like whether or not is a hypocrite or not, if he or she is telling you something good, you should take what they say and use it to make you better. Forget what they do. Let God deal. Perfect. Exactly. Why would you deny a good lesson because of who said it? It doesn't make it any less true. If the worst person in the world told you that 10 plus 10 is 20, that person did not tell you a lie. 10 plus 10 is 20. So you can't go, yeah, I mean, I don't want to hear nothing you got. I don't want to hear nobody no 10 plus 10 because I know what you did. You ain't got to rock with them on that level, but you can take the good, man. A story based on an imaginary case can be taken very unseriously. But if one perceives it's based on a real case, it becomes very serious and personal oftentimes. Perceived realness changes tone. Well, I think that if somebody creates a story in their mind, number one, a lot of times we think that we're creating a story in our mind. Like I may make up a scenario about a child that grew up in poverty and blah, 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 blah. And I just created that storyline in my mind. It's a real good chance that's actually what somebody really went through somewhere in the world that we know nothing about. I just thought I made it up. So what we perceive to be, what we may label as being imaginary, it might not be. It may be a product. The premise may be a product of our imagination, but the actual scenario may not be imaginary, if you feel what I'm saying, because it's somebody that really went through that or really is going through that. Gavin Charlene 808, thank you for the donation, man. Bless up to you, Lord. I appreciate that love, man. Appreciate the love. Skylar Kabir says, what did you think about that sorry dunk contest? Well, man, you know, I'm going to repeat what everybody says all the time. Not enough big names. I don't want to disrespect anybody who got in it, but I came up in an era where the star players participated in the dunk contest. I grew up watching Jordan in the dunk contest, Dominique, Dr. J, the people I grew up watching, Kobe later on, Vince Carter. These were guys who were all-star. They getting ready to play in the all-star game the next day, but they in the dunk contest the day before, and they were the best dunkers in the league. Now we kind of in an era where most of the time the best dunkers don't want to get in the dunk contest. So we've never seen Ja Morant in the dunk contest. We've never seen Zion in the dunk contest. People always give LeBron a lot of heat about being in the dunk contest, but I don't know if LeBron is a dunk contest type of dunker. People get mad. I think that's more so with LeBron. They just trying to put him in the Jordan. Well, Jordan did it. Jordan, they trying to hold him to the Jordan standard. But as great as LeBron is, and as many dunks as he's recorded in his career, I don't consider LeBron to be a dunk contest type of dunker. Like where you can see him doing something that would just blow your mind in a dunk contest. But every few years, the dunk contest has a dip. It always does. It has a little 3 or 4 year stretch where it's like, yeah. Then somebody gets in it and pumps it back up. They was talking about getting rid of the dunk contest at one point. But then, remember, the best dunk contest ever was Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon. Now, I'm an old school dude. So you might think I would say Dominique versus Jordan, 88. That's probably number 2. But best dunk contest ever was Zach LaVine versus Aaron Gordon. And that was just a few short years ago, what, 5, 6 years ago? I don't remember. And it was a big excitement behind the dunk contest. But quite naturally, you know, guys don't get in it no more, and it dips. But somebody will come along and revamp it and pump it back up. It'll come back. But yeah, tonight was trash. Let me get to answer your question. Yeah, tonight was trash. It was trash. And last year, Matt McClung, you know, he did good. He revitalized it. The dunk contest last year was entertaining because they let Matt McClung get in the dunk contest. Now he hadn't been on a roster that long, and he's back and forth from G League, but they let him get in it just like this year. He hadn't played in the NBA this year, but they let him get in it to defend his title, and he did some nice dunks. The only problem with this year was that he really didn't do anything. He couldn't do anything different than we had already seen last year. A lot of dunks he did tonight was some of the stuff he did, just variations of what he did last year. So, and the problem is that the dunk contest now has been around in the NBA for 40 years. They've been having the dunk contest for 40 years in the NBA. It's hard to think of new stuff to do. We've seen everything. Look, what they need to do a poll with the fans and just say, hey, send us in some creative ideas of dunks that you want to see people do or try. And somebody will come up with something that we haven't seen. Somebody will send in an idea of something that you go, okay, yeah. I thought of a dunk. This was like last year. We was having a conversation about that. I thought of a dunk that nobody had ever done, and I forgot what I said, man. I knew I should have wrote that down. I remember telling somebody, man, if somebody ever did this, and I was demonstrating it, not really demonstrating it, but talking them through it. I can't remember what that dunk was, man. I think what I said, and y'all tell me if y'all ever seen somebody do this, because maybe I'm thinking I'm coming up with something original and somebody already did it. I want to see somebody go up, dunk the ball through the rim with this hand, catch it when it comes out the rim with the other hand, and dunk it back through. So you got a boom, catch, boom. Y'all ever saw anybody do that before? You got to make sure it don't get caught up in the net. Y'all saw anybody do that before? The air up there did the 720. Yeah, we saw that. We saw the 720. Nobody had ever seen the 720 before he did that. That's that Earl Manigault. That's what I never saw nobody do it like in the dunk contest. But that would be dope. You go up and you, boom, catch that bad boy coming out. Boom. I don't know. That's what they need to do. They need to take ideas and then let these guys work on some of that stuff, because we've seen everything, man. It's on this. Every way you could throw it off the backboard has been done. Every way you could put somebody on somebody's shoulders and jump over them and catch it back. Everything's been done. Throw it off the side of the glass and he catch it and go on the other side. Everything has been done through the leg. It ain't no more ways to go through the leg. Now, I feel like somebody tried to go through the legs twice. Let me see. Boom. Did somebody go through the legs twice? That would be dope. If somebody can go through the legs twice, then dunk it. How can they do that? Just like come down, go up, boom, boom, boom. All right, y'all. I can take a hint. I'll do it. Y'all ain't got to keep throwing these hints, bro. I'll do it. I'll get in the dunk contest next year, bro. Man, y'all ain't got to keep throwing these hints, man. That's what I'm saying. I don't think that people are just using their imagination to come up with stuff that nobody's ever done before. But it does bother me to see dunk contests in 2024 where guys are still going up doing the same dunks that they were doing in 87. Now, come on, man. Now, y'all know. Come on now. Shout out to Jaylen Brown, though, because he's an all-star and he got in and he took a chance. See, some of these guys don't like to risk their reputations and all that. So I appreciate Jaylen Brown just jumping in it. Like, forget it. I'm a star. I'm the highest paid player in the league. Jaylen Brown's the highest paid player in the NBA. And he still said, man, I'm going to get in a dunk contest. I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm not worried about no reputation and all. I'm going to get in and give it a shot. Jimmy Robinson is in the building, my brother. Skyler said Jaylen was a wasted spot. I mean, like I say, the dunks could have been better, but I'm just commending the brother for getting in it as a star. He's playing on Sunday. Uh-oh. Let's just say every time y'all say the GOAT, you're unwillingly giving a nod to Baphomet. Uh-oh. Y'all want to start that conversation? Arius Williams says, Pacers to dedicate a statue for Bucks great Oscar Robertson. Why would the Pacers be giving Oscar Robertson a statue? Is that true? Oscar Robertson played for the Bucks. He won a championship with the Bucks. He never played for the Pacers. Why would the Indiana Pacers give a statue to Oscar Robertson? That would be like the Dallas Mavericks giving a statue to Akeem Olajuwon. That would be like the Sacramento Kings giving a statue to Dirk Nowitzki. Is that true? I got to check that out. If that's true, that would be weird to me. Apache said, off the hezzy, alley-oop, mid-air, crossover tomahawk, off the hezzy dunk. That's a lot. Dollar Bill, what's up, man? Martial arts experiment in the building. My brother Dollar Bill is up in this thing like a Timmy Chan chicken wing. What's going on, Dollar? I ain't talked to my homie in a while. Why would the Pacers give Oscar Robertson a statue, man? Make me understand that. Osita says, what's up with the police officer emptying the firearm saying he was under fire? I heard about that. My homie told me that an acorn fell on his car. Well, you know what? And it's like I told my homeboy, man, you know what? That could be two things. It could be a lied and excuse, or it could be a proof of how scary and cowardly a lot of these police officers are. Not all of them, but a lot of them are. And I never understood how the police seem to be so scary all the time when everything is worked out in their favor and to their benefit. They have all of the advantages. Just the individual officer himself has. I'm gonna let y'all do it. Name 4 weapons right off the dome that every police officer has on them right now. Gavin Charlene, I appreciate the love. Appreciate the double up, my brother. Just name 4 weapons that the average officer has on them right now. Just 4. Might be more. Stun gun, baton, gun, and a badge. You say the badge is a weapon. See, that's deep. That's deep. The badge itself is a weapon because a lot of times they use the badge to abuse authority. Ken Feezy says taser, baton, phantom face, baton, taser, gun, and mace. Baton, that's 4 right there. That's all you need. Okay, so you got 4. How many of y'all walk around with 4 weapons on you? How many of y'all walk around with 3? You know, a lot of people, they carry guns. You may be registered and licensed to carry your firearm. You may keep your firearm in your car. You may keep it in your home. In Texas, people can walk around with them on their person, right? But I would say the average person don't even just walk around with their gun on them. And if an acorn fell on your car, it might startle you. If my car's behind me, it's a tree or something up there, and my back is turned, and it's nighttime, if the acorn falls and hits the car, I might go, it may make me do that, but then okay, I'm saying the acorn. But what sound does an acorn make when it hits a car? The acorn don't hit the car and go, pow. It don't sound like nothing like a weapon. So they got all the weapons, but the one thing that I didn't mention where I was going with the whole thing, they got that, I think I'm gonna need backup. They can call in 100 more just like them. So when you see these scenarios where they go in so scary, they coming in, they're going to get one guy, and it's 98 of them, and they coming in, they just okay, everybody. So that's why I say it's a couple of scenarios. OC, it could be that he was just scared, or he used that as an excuse to just start blasting. Because anytime they do something dirty and evil and out of pocket, they cover it up. They want to make an excuse. They want to cover it up. So they'll say anything. Well, hold on. I think we're finna go into the GOAT conversation. Ken Feezy says, and the greatest weapon is qualified immunity. Yeah, they can do whatever the hell they want to do. Calculus says, scripture is quite clear on this one. Goats do not inherit God's kingdom. I guess you're trying to say don't falling for the GOAT acronym deception. Well, I'll say this. We know what Baphomet and all that is rooted in, and we know what the symbol of Baphomet is. We know it's the goat's head and all that. I will say this. I'm not a fan of the goat thing for a couple of reasons. Number one, because if you're talking about the argument of who's the greatest or who is the GOAT, as we say, it's an argument that nobody will ever win because there's too many great artists and too many different opinions from people that you'll never be able to get one definitive person. But I will say this. I don't believe that, because I know LL Cool J is the guy who coined that term, who created that acronym greatest of all time. People have been saying greatest of all time since Muhammad Ali said it, greatest of all time. So it would be really easy to be sitting around one day and you're LL Cool J, who is indeed one of the greatest of all time. And it would be very easy to kind of look at that and play with that and go, greatest of all time, G-O-A-T, GOAT. I'm the GOAT, greatest of all time. The acronym could be formed organically and innocently. Absolutely. I don't think LL was sitting around like, let me figure out a way to pay homage to Baphomet. No, I believe that acronym was formed organically. Unfortunately, the history of that symbolism, which came into public knowledge a little bit after that, because people wouldn't own that back then. I wouldn't hear nobody talking about goat heads and Baphomets back in the early 2000s, you know, when LL came out with that. So when that symbolism became more exposed to the public and to the conscious community, and people started to see what that was all about, now it put a target on that acronym. So people are now like, oh man, don't call me the GOAT. I ain't no GOAT. I don't subscribe to. And hey, I respect that. I respect it, because if you don't want to be associated with that, even if the two are not the same, then I get it. Because I can give you an example that hits more closer to home right here where I'm at. And if the original boss lady is still in the building, let me know if you're still here. Because she from the H. She from Houston. So I can give you an example that kind of goes through that same thing. We live in Houston. So if you see pictures of rappers and stuff in Houston, man, you see them throwing up the H. Now we know, just like with GOAT, we know that when you throw up that H, that hand gesture, which I'm not going to make, it also represents devil horns in that symbolism, in another world, in another vein, right? So you've seen a lot of elitists and a lot of politicians, a lot of evil people. You've seen them on pictures throwing up those horns. You've seen a lot of artists throwing up that hand signal that looks like those devil horns. And people say, well, you know, they're just showing their allegiance to the devil. They're showing their allegiance to Satan. That's why they're doing that. And I don't dismiss that. I've rapped about that, right? But I also know that I live in the city of Houston. So rappers in Houston, they do that same hand gesture, and it has nothing to do with devil horns and satanic symbolism. They're making an H with their hands. So people will still try to mesh the two and say, well, no, see, that's not what they doing. Everything is not in that world. You have people from Atlanta. Atlanta had this thing that they would say, peace up, A-Town down, because this is the peace sign that they made the peace sign. Peace sign is really this together, right? But they'll say peace up or deuces up or whatever, A-Town down, that they making the A. But I've never heard of any symbolism associated with doing this with the A. But if there was, there would be people in Atlanta getting accused of worshiping and subscribing to some type of satanic symbolism. I got homies that rap that I've been knowing for years, and they'll take a picture and they'll throw up that H in a minute. I know these guys, they're not satanic, they're family men, they have wives, children, they're regular people. They're throwing up an H, not a devil horn. But everybody on the outside, oh, look, you see? Come on, man. Sometimes we will be reaching. We be reaching. So in the GOAT scenario, I get why, I see. But you got to distinguish your goats. Don't fuse one goat with the other. But I would never be mad at nobody if they say, well, man, don't call me the GOAT, period. I wouldn't be mad at you for saying that. I get it. I get it. Certain things are just regional. Certain things are just regional things that have nothing to do with any paganism or nothing to do with anything like that, y'all. Take it or leave it. Open topic, y'all. Open topic tonight. Y'all tell me what y'all got on your mind. Calculus says, put up the whole armor of God, as we mentioned in the book of Ephesians, for we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but powers and principalities and spiritual wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. We think about the high places being where the elites and the CEOs and the world bankers and the politicians and those who run and control the mechanisms of this world. We think of those as being those high places where the spiritual wickedness exists. And that's true. That's on that level. That's one version of it. But it also represents spiritual wickedness in the mind of individuals, not just the elites sitting in high seats, but you, me, him, her. Because the high place, the highest place of your existence is your brain, your mind. That's where all the action takes place. All the decisions are made. This is the highest place, your consciousness. But it's spiritual wickedness existing in that high place. So it ain't just about that. Erica says, Isaiah says, don't mistake evil for good. Yeah. We mistake evil for good and we mistake good for evil. It's a lot of people who are on the right path, who doing good, who out here really trying to give up the game in the right way. And they're being accused of being evil. They're being accused of being satanic. They're being accused of being charlatans and scam artists, and because that's the way the world is set up. The world is set up to make the good seem righteous and the righteous seem evil. I mean, the good seem evil and the evil seem good. NBG said, what about Spider-Man? He makes that hand sign when he shoots a web. Yeah. What's your name, man? Is that that's apparitions. He says the devil horn hand sign in sign language means BS, bush. So somebody, so it's like it has a whole nother meaning in a whole nother area of life. That's what I'm saying. I mean, we gotta not be reaching. We have to learn to first figure out what's what and then apply what belongs to what. So if somebody's doing the devil horn hand signal, and they mean for it to be the devil horn hand signal, apply that to them. If some rapper in Houston is doing the H, apply that to them. If somebody's sign language is doing it and they mean you full of bush, apply that to them. Jimmy says, I think it's about the heart of the individual and his and her intentions, but they still should be careful. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got to be careful. See, that's why I don't do it at all, because I know, see, the stuff I rap about, and I know the difference. I know what it is and what it ain't. But if I was to ever be seen somewhere throwing up the H, I'm representing for my city. Oh, it's gonna be all okay. Look at K-Rino, he's sold out. He's pledging his allegiance to Satan. Oh, they got him. They got him. They love to say they got him. Ooh, yep. Oh, I can't believe they got him. No, they ain't got me. But yeah, to be on the safe side from even y'all even reaching like that, you'll never find a picture. I dare you to find one picture of me doing that. Frederico says, I can be better than myself, and the choice I have made. Everyone needs help. Are you rapping? Don't ever give up. Trust that all is not lost. However, hope doesn't cost nothing. Yeah, man. It is what it is. So Bill Gates and Belinda, and is it Belinda or Melinda? Bill Gates and his wife, they got divorced, right? I'm just curious. Was there a divorce settlement with Bill Gates and Melinda Gates? Did they have a divorce settlement? I'm curious to know. See, because anytime it's a high profile divorce, whether it's some actors, singers, just millionaires and billionaires in general, you always hear about the divorce settlement. When Tiger Woods got divorced from the nanny, he had to give up $300 million. I think when Michael Jordan got divorced from his first wife, I think she got like $175 million. It was made public. Have y'all heard any news of anything relating to a divorce settlement between Bill and Melinda Gates? Because Bill is worth. What's the latest total on Bill's net worth, y'all? I haven't checked it in a while. I check Bill's net worth from time to time. Bill and all the other billionaires. I may go online and say, what's check out Jeff Bezos. I want to see how the race is going. between Bezos and Gates and Elon and all those guys, while we're looking at a lot of black billionaires who sitting on 1 or 2 billion. That's a lot of money to us, but think about what Jeff Bezos thinks about somebody worth $2 billion. It's all he probably, that's like being broke to him. If Jeff Bezos woke up tomorrow and something had went wrong where all he had left was $2 billion, he'd probably hang himself. Bill Gates probably put a pistol in his mouth if he was down to his last 2 billion. What's Bill Gates' net worth, y'all? Somebody got it for me? Jay says, yes, she is now a billionaire on her own. Well, I mean, in actuality, she's been a billionaire. She was married to one, but I guess you said on her own. So she's worth 10 billion. Was that the award settlement? Codeine says Bill Gates is worth 124 billion. His net worth is steady going up. I remember a time he hadn't reached 100 billion yet. He wasn't at 100. Some years back, he wasn't at 100 billion yet. I remember him being at 50 or 60 billion and like, man, this dude worth 50 billion. Now it's almost 3 times that. And he ain't even the richest. So Anthony Dwayne, yes, she didn't get half. I wonder what the exact settlement was. Because she didn't get half. If he worth 124, that would have put her at 62. But if you can't live off 10 billion, she good now. She gonna go get her a young dude. She been with Bill Gates all them years. You know, Bill Gates, little square little dude, little nerdy little guy. Melinda, boy, y'all gonna see Melinda. Melinda got a secret dude. Melinda got a dude. She gonna get with a biker or something. It's gonna be a regular dude that's hanging out with Melinda, boy. Melinda might try to go get her a black dude. It's gonna be a regular dude, man. He gonna call his homeboy. Oh, you don't never gonna believe where I'm at. Where you at? Hold on, let me see. Hold on real quick. Dog. I'm at Melinda Gates' house, dog. Who is that? Melinda from Third Ward? No, man. Melinda we went to school with? No. Bill Gates' ex-wife, bro. And you like, man, I'm at Bill Gates' ex-wife house. Man. How you even meet up, man? Dude, I was walking down the street, man. This limousine pulled up, man. She just pulled over to ask me where I was going, man. Bro, I just knocked her down. we set, bro. We good. We good. Trust me, man. I'm gonna ride this out and see how far it goes. Hey, man, we straight now. She already told me. Give me whatever I want, man. Melinda tired of Bill, man. Bill coming home every night. Bill don't want to watch no movies. Bill don't want to have no romantic nights and watch movies. Bill come home and he go straight in that office and start doing some stuff on the computer. She tired of that. Phantom face. Phantom Face say somebody turn it out right now. Let me shut up. Let me shut up, man. Phantom Face, man. Come on. Yeah, man. You'd be surprised, bro. Being exposed to things she never. Somebody got Melinda hemmed up. Drop my marker, y'all. Hold on. Got Melinda hemmed up. Yeah, call Bill Lamar. Should have called Bill tomorrow and tell him you need another billion. And I mean, I don't really need another billion. I'm good. Hey, do what Daddy said. Call Bill tomorrow and tell him you need another billion. I'm gonna give you my routing number. Oh man, come on, man. Say, man, look, you can't dismiss the possibilities. Okay, Ken Feezy says news says Melinda got 76 billion. That's a nice little old chunk. Somebody's gonna benefit from that. It's a dude somewhere that's gonna benefit. He may be already. See, a lot of times, man, a lot of these folks already be messing around. Straight up. It don't be like they just finally they break up and then all of a sudden they go out and back into the dating pool and start seeking. They already be dibbling and dabbling and you know, and have somebody already that's in the picture. Now they just free and clear now. Now her and that guy can be together and, you know. Anyway, man, let me shut up. Apparitions, what are your thoughts on Killer Mike getting the album of the year? Congratulations to Killer Mike. I don't want to use basic cliche generic terms like well deserved, he earned it and all that, because I think that's kind of self-explanatory and understood. Killer Mike has been great since he first jumped into the rap game, and this album has given him the nationwide, worldwide, I guess, commercial and mainstream recognition that he's always deserved, in my opinion. And hopefully it brings more attention to who he is as a rapper, who he is as an artist. I think a lot of people, you know, have kind of got caught up in his prowess as an intelligent, conscious black man, which is absolutely great. But at the root of that is a dope rapper. So while I'm not a person who feels like we're only validated if we get white folks awards like the Grammys and the Emmys and the Oscars and all that, nah, that's not what validates us. But on the same token, you know, any recognition on a high level, on a big level like that, you know, that's a blessed thing. It's a good thing, and I'm happy for him. I'm proud of him, and you know, I hope that it I hope that it bears more fruit for him, because he's not the kind of guy that's gonna allow himself to get caught up and swept up in that crap and lose focus of the mission that he's been on all this time. So that's just my opinion. I'm all over the place, y'all. I'm just bouncing up and down. There are a couple of kids that I work with that were really upset that Travis Scott didn't get it. I mean, it's like MVP award in basketball or something. Like somebody got to win, somebody got to lose. You know, it is what it is. You don't trust Killer Mike, Alyssa? Ah. Doyle says, what do you think, I guess, about UMG taking all their music off of TikTok? Who is UMG? Am I missing something? Who is UMG? I'm slow, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know who UMG is. I'm not familiar with that story. Ultra Dry One is in the building. Oh, Universal Music Group. Is that who it is? I'll tell you I'm slow, but it'll click. Like when Codeine put Universal, it clicked in my head. Universal Music Group. Look, yeah, I'm thinking UMG is a rapper. Oh yeah, the rapper UMG. Yeah, he took all this stuff off TikTok. Yeah, he got mad and yeah, Universal Music. I'm not familiar. I didn't know that happened. I wouldn't be able to form an opinion on it until I read or know why they did it. Did they give a reason why they took it off? Did they say? Did they say why? Gavin says it can't hurt someone. Some are made for such. Enjoy the fruits of your labor, and know it that ye are gods. All shall reap what they sow. What are your thoughts on becoming an unshakable figure? An unshakable figure? Who, me? I'm working towards that. No. I haven't started putting together the fan appreciation show yet. I'm gonna do it though. It's coming though. Word is bond. I'm gonna do that, Erica. Hopefully you can come down. I want people to fly in from Cambodia. The black gods are taking over. Come on, brother Chris. Break it on down. Inshallah. March is almost here. Will the SPC album be here as well? You know what? March is probably a realistic target month, Dean, because we just finished the first video to the first single. We just did a video to the first single that'll be out. I need to check the trap and find out when we're gonna release this video, and then the album's gonna follow. But the album's been done over a year, so it is what it is. Codeine, when you coming back to Houston, man? You ain't been down here in a while. Switchblade 1984. How do you stay afloat without it all feeling so repetitive? What keeps you motivated to keep going hard? Y'all, what keeps me motivated to keep going hard is y'all, man, just my supporters. And, you know, still having love for the game. I still got love for the game, man. I still love lyricism. I still love the process of putting together projects. I still love that. I still love creating, bringing something out of nothing. To have a thought that just sits in my mind, and then all of a sudden, those thoughts turn into actual, tangible, touchable, physical things. See, these two latest albums that I dropped, Y'all give me an opportunity to make a commercial. These two albums that I just released recently, I hate this little thing now, man. It throws me off. All right. What happened is, before it was like this, it was up here. I saw all this before it ever even was in this form. That's how life works. So I still enjoy that process. I still enjoy track 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Slowly but surely coming together. And then before you know it, we shipping these out to people. See, we shipping these out to folks when it was just a thought at some point. That's amazing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful process. So y'all make sure y'all go to SouthParkCoalitionSite.net and order both of these albums, man. 7-hour block and audio optics. Y'all go get both these albums right now on CD. Yeah, go get the CD. I ain't got no CD player. I don't care. Get it anyway. Collect it. And then go get it on digital too. But that's what keeps me going. And the fact that I still have a fan base that want to see me come out. Man, I could just drop an album. Somebody said, when you coming out with another one? I'm like, man, let me marinate in this one first. But that's a blessing to me. Because as long as y'all want to keep hearing it, it puts me on the hook. It keeps me have to challenge myself to keep coming up with more stuff. And as far as it getting repetitive, that's something I got to take upon myself to try to avoid. The process might be repetitive. That's cool. We're repeating the process. But you want the concepts to stay fresh. You want the ideas to stay fresh. Dora, you like that friend zone? That's what's up, man. Phantom Face says consistency is the point. That's the key. You can be repetitive, but you have to develop a consistency as it relates to originality, creativity, relevance in terms of being in tune, staying relatable, all that, man. People got to still hear and feel that passion. See, a lot of rappers, they get cool after a while. It's like, oh, I'm good. I done made enough money. I'm cool. And you can hear it in the music. They too relaxed. It ain't no pressure no more. You're going to always hear the pressure when I rap. I just put the website to order the albums down in the box. Mark CC, what's your favorite song to perform live? My favorite? That's a good question. Nobody ever asked me that before. My favorite song to perform live might be Perfect World. I always close my shows out with Perfect World. So maybe Perfect World, but I got some other favorites I do. I rap for real, so I don't get no breaks on stage. I'll be rapping. I'll be sweating and breathing and yeah. Appreciate that, apparitions. Switchblade says, have you ever found yourself in a slump? If so, what do you do to get yourself? I'm glad you asked that question. What am I getting ready to do, y'all, right now? He just asked me, have I ever found myself in a slump? And what do I do to get myself out of it? I can answer that question, but I won't. Y'all know it's coming. Oh man, I got a whole stack. Switchblade, look. I wrote a book, man. You see this title? Behind These Bars, the stories behind the words. This is a school book. I have the answers to all your questions. This breaks down all the questions that you ask about being in a slump, basically like writer's block and all that. I teach you about all that in this book. You can get it from the same website that you can order the music from. Answers all those questions, man. I got you. See, Ultra Dry says he be framing my CDs on the wall. You ain't got to listen to them. Just collect them. See? He just put them on the wall. I understand the age we live in. Now, we still got some old school people out there that's still rocking the CDs. I love y'all for that. But some people are like, man, I don't have a CD, but I'm still support it. Because I'm going to tell this story over and over again every time we have this conversation. Streaming does not pay us anything. Streaming is robbing us, man. We don't make no money off streams, man. So I'm not discouraging you. I'm not telling you to cancel your Spotify subscription. I'm not telling you to do that. You would be crazy to do that and you get all that music for $10 a month. I'm telling you that, okay, since you're saving so much money because you pay $10 a month to get whatever you want to hear, you should have some money left over to say, well, man, let me support physical copies too, because this is what really pays the artist. See? So you're still coming out ahead. The record industry is making billions of dollars quarterly off of streams, and they're not paying the artists hardly any of that. So that's why I'm on this quest to keep pushing physical copies and downloads. If you go on iTunes or something about an album or whatever, cool. $9.99, yeah, we get that. But that little half a penny, that 1/3 of a penny that we get for a stream, it ain't worth it, man. We're not eating off of that. Your favorite artists are not eating. The big time, big name artists, they're not eating good off of streams. Jimmy says, I purchase to support. Ain't nothing but love, man. That's that number, 0.000000012 per stream. Ridiculous. Come on, man. How do you think artificial intelligence will affect the music industry? This is what I want you to do, Doyle. Go to my podcast, Underground Dialogue Podcast, and find the episode about artificial intelligence. We did a whole episode about AI and how it relates to the music industry and all that. You'll hear my opinions on that. And those of y'all who just tuned in, go subscribe to our podcast channel. Just did an interview with Bon B. Dope interview. He gave a lot of good knowledge and information. Boss Lady, just hit me up. You know what it is. We had an ARC event tonight. It was dope. Apache, what's the best song you feel you ever wrote? That's a hard one to answer. I don't know, Apache, to be honest with you, man. I couldn't answer that question. I don't know, man. The best song I feel like I ever wrote. I would let y'all decide that. Casual P, the slain, is in this thing. What up, KS? Just making it do what it do. Brother Chris said, what made you produce Future Shock? Man, just came with that idea, big bro. Allah blessed me with that thought. What would it be like to take somebody from a whole nother time and era and bring them into a time and era where the technology and all that has changed? It will be a future shock. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite songs on the Audio Optics album, man. I appreciate you, brother Chris. Hey, man, what did look? What happened with Tom McDonald, man? Because I can remember going back. I can go back. Seem like every 2 or 3 live streams I do, somebody gonna ask me, "Hey, man, when you gonna do a song with Tom McDonald?" And my answer always was, "Who is Tom McDonald? I don't know who Tom McDonald. Man, you need to do a song with Tom McDonald. He's great. He's great." Now all of a sudden, I'm seeing a lot of people talking about Tom McDonald sold out. We don't like Tom McDonald. Like, what Tom McDonald do? I ain't get a chance to make the song with him. Do you eat off concert ticket sales, or do they take? No. They don't. See, we put together our own concerts, so yeah, we get all our concert money because unless somebody outside books me, I get paid for what I get booked for the amount we agreed to when you book me. But a lot of shows we put our shows together ourselves, and we independent for real, man. Yeah, man, what's up with Tom McDonald? I never heard. I've heard of him now, but I couldn't tell you. I've never heard one bar come out of his mouth. I don't even know what he looks like. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man, drop y'all locations, man. Let me shout y'all out. Drop y'all locations so I can shout y'all out. Found a face final out there in the 614. Apparition is in Detroit, Michigan. Erica in Lumberton, Texas. Ultra Drives in Western Australia. Anamonarchy, say Hicksville, Ontario. Yeah, that's right, Apparition 313. Shout out to Detroit, man. Instinct, Cape Town, South Africa, man. When you gonna send for me, Instinct? I need to come do a show in South Africa, man. I be getting a lot of love out that way. I just ain't got no plug. I see the love, but I ain't got no plug. Jimmy is in Anniston, Alabama. KS is in Central Texas. 25 to the 4. What's up, Dougie Doug? Would you rather have seen UNESCO shoot with a normal sized ball? Why do they handicap women like that? Me and you both know of legendary women players that hold their own with man-sized balls. Well, I'll say this, Doug. I think what they wanted to do was keep her where she's comfortable. The WNBA ball, that's the ball that she plays with. In her actual profession, her actual job, that's the basketball that she uses. So I would assume that she was naturally more comfortable shooting with the women ball than the WNBA ball. Now, to her credit, on the flip side of that, got to remember something else. She shot from the men's 3-point line. So they didn't make any special provisions for her in terms of moving the line in closer or making it the college line. She shot from the NBA line, and she still put up 26 points. She had the same total as the winner of the male three-point shooting contest. So I don't think that the size of the basketball gave her any type of advantage. I don't believe that, because one thing I do know about a lot of female basketball players, they hoop in the summer and they hoop in the off season. Well, I won't say the summer, whatever they off season. They hoop in the off season, and a lot of them hoop against dudes. And when they hoop against dudes, they're using a regular size ball. So they actually can shoot with both. Now, if she was asked to shoot with the regular size NBA ball in that contest, it may have made a difference. It may have took a little something off of her shot because she was so comfortable shooting with the female ball. But if they decide to switch it up, like I think Kenny Smith was saying next year, just make it teams, like bring in 3 or 4 WNBA shooters and let them shoot against 3 or 4 NBA shooters, maybe they can mix it up. See, I would mix it up and like, okay, first round, everybody shoot how they shoot. Next round, y'all switch basketballs. Because I guarantee you, the women would have a more successful chance, a more chance of success shooting with the male ball than the men would have shooting with that smaller WNBA ball. That would be tougher. Picture Karl Anthony Towns trying to shoot with the WNBA, the small ball. It would be hard. See, because sometimes they'll bring them little bitty balls in the gym where I hoop, and you got, it's an adjustment. Like, man, ball, when you catch a ball that's too small, as soon as it hits your hand, you're like, this ball too little. Because you've been shooting balls so long, you know exactly, just off memory, muscle memory, how the ball feels. So I don't knock her because she shot from the NBA line. Only thing she had the WNBA basketball. That's their ball. Let me finish shouting y'all out. Hold on, y'all. Apache is in New Jersey. Is that Mark CC? Maryland in the building, 301. Casual P, Wisconsin. Jalen Jordan out there in San Diego. David G is in Panama City, Florida. Alyssa is in H-Town. Alyssa, you better come to one of my shows. You right here in the city. You ever been to one of my shows before, Alyssa? Quantum Supply, Kansas City, Missouri. Oh, y'all, man. Y'all had a tragedy last week. Right after the Super Bowl. Man, people can't even celebrate like something good happening. They got to be turned into something negative, man. Hakaba Mecca. I heard that name before. My brother Chris in OKC. Come to Australia. Man, I love to come back to Australia. Doyle Pritchard. Cali. Church is raising awareness for sickle cell anemia, which affects me dearly. And so okay. Let us know if it's something we can do. Yeah, man. I'm looking for some shout outs, y'all, before I let y'all make it, man. What's up, Hallie B? Have you heard of Coral Castle, Florida? I have now. That's where you at? Coral Castle. Jet Lounge. That was in 1963. Come on, Alyssa. That was back when John F. Kennedy was the president. You ain't been in the show since Jet Lounge. Jet Lounge, I ain't did a show in Jet Lounge in 10 years. My bad, it was 1964. If the Universal Hip Hop Museum contacted you to play some items in their museum from you, what would that be? One of your, oh, heck no. Nah. I wouldn't give them one of my black books. Heck no, nah, Doug. I don't know what I would give them. And you did put on loan, but my luck, soon as I loan them one of my black books, the museum will catch on fire and burn down. Nah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't know what I would give them. That's a good question. Where's that at? Is that in New York? Where's that museum at? I'm certain it's in New York. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. I don't know. Would they even want? Do they have anybody from Texas? They have anybody from Texas representing that museum? See, I'm not accusing of them of any bias, but they got any Ghetto Boy stuff in there, any UGK, any. See, I'm just big on respectful representation. You know, so if it's called the Universal Hip Hop Museum, then I would hope that people from all areas of the world would be represented. You know, and it wouldn't be a matter of bias, favoritism, no region bias, no favoritism based on I guess commercial or mainstream popularity or success. That would be my thing, man. I don't get into that type of stuff unless it's organic, unless it's like they're not looking at stuff like that. If the independent, underground, you know, do Tech Nine got some stuff in there? He should. He's one of the greatest examples of hip hop and doing it independently. And they got some Tech Nine memorabilia in the museum. See, it gotta be fair, man. It can't just be biased. Okay, yeah, Masterpiece, CeeLo. See, that's what I'm saying. You know, it can't just be okay. We got Masterpiece. Nah, man, it's too. The South has put too much contributions into this thing, man. At this point, nah, we should be better represented. Even if I would never get in, I don't even include myself in those type of circles because I know a lot of time that stuff is a popularity contest. They need to come out with an underground hip hop museum that is geared towards artists like us, because we'll never get the appreciation that a lot of the underground independent artists deserve, because those groups and those circles are so it's so restricted, and so they already got it how they want it. They got it's so much nepotism involved in it. Blessings, Keandria. Don't let the haters get you down. Daniel Rogers said they could have an underground exhibit in the basement. Wouldn't that be just fitting? Yeah. What's a collab I wish I could have done that I never got a chance to? Me and Prince. Me and Prince. Everybody else is still on the table until it ain't. I want to do a song with Tila Rock. I lost all my contacts on Tila Rock, man. Can somebody find Tila Rock and tell him I'm looking for him? Can't find Tila Rock nowhere, man. That I could shoot hoops with Prince. I would have hooped with Prince. Prince he'd have been too little to guard me though. Man, Prince and Big Daddy Kane. Wow. No, I didn't hear it. Is it on YouTube? I'll listen to it tonight. I'm just David. That's all. Much love. I'm just David. Hey man, all the new people, y'all go subscribe to my podcast. Go watch that Bun B interview that just dropped. And all of the other back episodes when you get a chance, man. Support this podcast. Help us grow. Help us grow, because the more we grow, the more I can let y'all know. Yeah. Ranks the Boogie. Waiting on the game goes on, part 2. That'll be interesting. We finish that story up, huh? Who knows? Oh, Coral Castle, Florida is an outdoor museum. Oh, the walls are one big stone placed there somehow by one man. Okay, I'm going to look that up. Already. All right, man. Much love to y'all. I appreciate the love and support as usual, man. Y'all stay up. Y'all stay blessed. And don't. Marty Marr, hold on, man. Got to give a dead end salute to my homie Marty, man. Come flying. Marty, you came flying in at the last hour, the last second of the last hour. Much love to my homie Marty Marr, dead end representative, my homie from my hood. You know what it is, man. Yeah, man, much love to y'all. I will catch y'all later on the back end. I feel like it's something I'm forgetting to tell y'all. Man, can't remember. Man. Send me that MP3 of that God's of War, Brother Chris. Send it to my email. For sure, indeed. We're going to do a couple of live stream episodes of the Underground Dialogue podcast real soon. We're just trying to figure out how to actually do it. But we're gonna do some live stream episode. We're gonna do some. I ain't gonna tell all our secrets because we're in that space now. We don't want people to steal our ideas. All right, man. I'll catch y'all later on, man. Peace and love.